whatever dividends, interest, whatever you're getting, if you don't spend 10% of it within 30 days, we're going to take 5%. It's a use it or lose it tax. Now, that's really hard to do today, but they could do it with a few keystrokes in the world of central bank digital currencies. The Rahm Emanuel, who was chief of staff to Obama and later mayor of Chicago, famously said, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." And what that means is use the crisis to scare people to implement programs that they would not otherwise be comfortable with. But when they live in fear, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I got to do that because." So COVID was a case study in government control, and I would say neo-fascist totalitarian control. Everyone wearing masks. Masks don't work. This is all well researched. The evidence is there. The U.S. had a tough time. I feel sorry for my friends in Melbourne because I think Victoria kind of took the prize for the most fascist response. But masks don't work. Lockdowns don't work. The vaccines don't work. They're called vaccines. They're not really vaccines. They're experimental gene therapies, gene modification therapies. They don't stop infection and they don't stop the spread. I mean, in December 2020, 2021, 5 million Americans who were double vaxxed and boosted got COVID. So tell me how the so-called vaccines stop the infection. They don't, and they don't stop the spread. So we were lied to about everything. But it worked. They changed the election laws to help Biden in 2020. They stood, a lot of industries on their head. They said, if you don't get the vax, you're fired, et cetera. It was a pretty good exercise in totalitarian control, but it's over, and mostly over, and we all have herd immunity now, et cetera. So, but they're saying, well, what else can we do? We like this kind of control. We like the fascist vector. So how can we extend that? So, central bank digital currencies. I mean, money is like oxygen. You need it to buy food, feed your family, put a roof over your head, get to work, et cetera. Money, you don't need to spend time explaining the importance of money. Like, hey, if we could control that. Now, the Fed has always controlled the issuance of money, but they didn't control what you could do with it. But now with central bank digital currencies, they can. I talked about surveillance, and that's true, but they can go further. They can impose new withholding taxes, take the money right out of your account. They can freeze. They can say, or here's our new stimulus program. When you get paid from any source, wage, I'm a writer, I get royalties, whatever dividends, interest, whatever you're getting, if you don't spend 10% of it within 30 days, we're going to take 5%. It's a use it or lose it tax. Now, that's really hard to do today, but they could do it with a few keystrokes in the world of central bank digital currency. So they would say, yeah, you got your money, nice job, but you better spend it now or we're taking some of it away. That won't actually work as a stimulus. What people will do, it'll drive people out of the banking system. That's a separate, because the government's very bad at seeing understanding the unforeseen consequences and the unexpected adaptation that people can do when you destroy their form of money. But the government, the fact that they can't think ahead won't stop them from doing dumb things in the first place.